The news is finally official from MotoGP. Toprak Razgatlioglu will be a MotoGP rider in 2026. The double world Superbike champion has signed a contract with Yamaha and is set to make his highly anticipated debut in the Premier class, riding for the Pramac Yamaha MotoGP team. After years of speculation and multiple close calls, the Turkish superstar will finally step onto the MotoGP grid in 2026, marking a major career milestone and one of the most exciting transitions in recent memory. Toprak's switch comes at a crucial time, aligning with the sport's transition to a new 850cc era set to begin in 2027. His arrival adds a new layer of anticipation as fans eagerly await how one of WorldSBK's most electrifying talents will adapt to the world of prototype Grand Prix machinery. According to credible reporting, the deal had been close to completion for some time, with much of the legwork attributed to new Yamaha racing boss Paolo Pavesio. Now confirmed, the contract places Toprak at Pramac Racing, Yamaha's factory-supported satellite team, rather than the full factory squad, a compromise that reflects a shift in priorities from his manager Kenan Sofuoglu, a five-time World Supersport champion. Sofuoglu had always maintained that only a factory ride would be acceptable. But with Razgatlioglu now 28 years old, they recognize that this opportunity might be his final realistic shot at entering MotoGP. The satellite team deal, while not ideal, is factory-supported and could serve as a perfect stepping stone into the sport's top tier. Speculation about Razgatlioglu's move to MotoGP has been constant for years. With his thrilling late-breaking style, wheelie-heavy exits, and a flamboyant persona that captivates fans, he has often been seen as a natural fit for the theatrical world of Grand Prix racing. But the switch never quite materialized until now. There's been a clear desire from Dorna, which oversees both WorldSBK and MotoGP, to facilitate the move, particularly given Toprak's fan-friendly style and his growing global popularity. Razgatlioglu previously tested the Yamaha M1 MotoGP machine at Aragon and Jerez in 2023. Unfortunately, the Aragon test was largely unproductive due to poor weather conditions. The Jerez test, however, offered more clarity, but not in a positive way. Both Toprak and Yamaha were left disappointed by his lack of instant pace and the discomfort he experienced trying to adapt to the vastly different Michelin MotoGP tires. Those tests, rather than opening a direct path to MotoGP, seemed to reinforce concerns about the difficulty of adaptation. Yet, a major turning point has emerged with MotoGP's impending switch from Michelin to Pirelli tires in 2027. Pirelli, the current supplier in World Superbike, is far more compatible with Toprak's aggressive and unique riding style. This makes his 2026 entry perfectly timed. It offers him a full season to acclimate to the new machinery, the electronics-laden MotoGP format, and the intricacies of prototype racing. By the time the new Pirelli-shod 850cc bikes debut in 2027, Toprak could be poised for a serious campaign. No longer a rookie, but a fully embedded MotoGP rider with experience under his belt. The deal's finalization appears to hinge on who will vacate a seat at Pramac. Currently, the team's riders include Jack Miller, who is on a one-year deal and performing well in 2025, and Miguel Oliveira, who has been sidelined much of the season due to injury. Miller, currently Yamaha's second highest-ranked rider in the championship standings, has acknowledged the swirling rumors but remains philosophical. Speaking at the Aragon GP weekend, he said, "Just currently in this season, doing what I can. That's all we can do. Wait and see where it all pans out at the end of it all. All I can do is keep doing what I'm doing, and that's about it. I'm in better spirits this year than I was last year because I'm competitive, I'm showing people that I'm not f***ing useless, or I've lost how to ride a motorbike. I know what I can do. I'm in a better headspace, definitely than I was last year, and enjoying riding my bike." Oliveira, on the other hand, may be the more likely casualty. Despite a 2-year contract with Yamaha, sources suggest there's a performance clause that allows the factory to replace the lowest performing of its 4 riders at a certain point in the season. Oliveira currently sits 23rd in the standings with only 2 points, largely due to injury. By contrast, fellow Yamaha riders Alex Rins and Jack Miller have significantly more points, giving Yamaha a possible justification to replace Oliveira without ruffling too many feathers. There were also reports and rumors suggesting that Aprilia was in negotiations with Fabio Quartararo, the star player of Yamaha, and that Toprak was being lined up to replace him. However, that is not the case. Fabio Quartararo ultimately chose to stay with Yamaha, reaffirming his commitment by re-signing a 2-year contract that will keep him with the team through the end of the 2026 season. This confirmation further solidifies that Toprak's expected arrival will be through the Pramac satellite structure rather than a direct factory team replacement. The leap from WorldSBK to MotoGP is never easy. For every successful transition like that of Ben Spies or Troy Bayliss, there are many who fail to adapt to the unique demands of MotoGP's prototype machines, electronics-heavy setup, and relentless competition. That said, Toprak is no ordinary rider. His explosive braking, fearless corner entry, and showman-like flair set him apart even in WorldSBK. His background as a stunt rider has bred a fearless, instinct-driven style, and he's often compared to MotoGP's own master of chaos, Marc Marquez. Comparing the two is natural. Both are riders who defy physics, who can save crashes that seem impossible to recover from, and who thrive on pushing the limit in every corner. While Marquez is perhaps more strategic in his aggression, Toprak rides with pure instinct. His entries into corners often look like stunts, the rear wheel dancing under braking, the front wheel barely in contact with the tarmac. If MotoGP's new 850cc era rewards agility, braking stability, and maximum rider input, Toprak could be one of the biggest beneficiaries. Marc Marquez himself has previously spoken about Toprak, stating in a 2023 interview, "He's one of the most exciting talents to watch. His control on the limit is impressive. If he came to MotoGP, I'd be curious to see how he'd adapt, because this category is another planet." That cautious endorsement captures the mood of many in the MotoGP paddock. Toprak is a once-in-a-generation talent, but MotoGP is not forgiving. It demands more than raw skill. It requires adaptation, data-driven precision, and mental endurance over an intense 20-plus race season. Even with all the talent in the world, success in MotoGP is not guaranteed. Among the challenges Toprak may face are electronics adaptation. MotoGP bikes rely heavily on traction control, engine braking maps, and ride height devices. These are areas that require time and technical understanding to master. Team dynamics also matter. At Pramac, he won't be the undisputed number one. How he handles internal competition, particularly if someone like Miller remains, will be crucial to his morale and development. The cultural shift from the more relaxed WorldSBK paddock to the high-stakes MotoGP world could also prove disorienting. Still, there are reasons for optimism. Toprak has shown he is not afraid to work hard, to learn, and to evolve. His move to BMW in WorldSBK was initially questioned, but he has since adapted and started winning again, showing an ability to extract performance from unfamiliar machinery. The timing of his move is also ideal. With MotoGP entering a new era, the playing field will be reset. No one knows exactly how the 850cc bikes will behave, and that uncertainty could be Toprak's greatest advantage. Dorna, MotoGP's organizing body, is clearly eager to get Toprak into the sport. Not only is he a superstar in Turkey, where motorsport viewership is growing, but his flamboyant riding and magnetic personality are tailor-made for a sport trying to recapture its entertainment factor in the post-Rossi era. The timing couldn't be better. With Marc Marquez aging, Fabio Quartararo's results faltering, and younger talents like Pedro Acosta still maturing, MotoGP needs fresh electricity. Toprak, with his jaw-dropping talent and crowd-pleasing style, could be the jolt the series needs. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take. If you enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into the history and evolution of legendary motorcycles, from vintage Hondas to cutting-edge hyperbikes, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to SK for more exciting content. Ride safe, dream big, and stay tuned for our next story. Goodbye.